Tell me it gets better. Say that it gets better. O.P.S. I'm gay-ish.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast that thinks anything can be a butt plug if you're open to it.
Have you seen all these weird butt plug things going around?
Yes, but that are not it. I have to think straight people just don't know what they're doing, or they're like, they'll think this is funny.
Did Murph send you that one?
The meat grinder one?
Yeah. No, that's the meat tenderizer one.
Oh.
Just leave your butt plugs to yourself, kids. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today,
we're going to talk about the gym.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about the gym.
Very gay experience.
I almost just said something else. and
oh,
I don't know what it was going to be. Just like
you almost said like we were talking about like David
syphilis.
Copperfield.
They're very related, those two.
Does he currently or used to have syphilis?
No, if you look at syphilis under a microscope, it looks like David Copperfield.
Yeah. Is he the magician?
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he disappears. That's kind of cool.
But first, just like a butt plug.
But plug first.
Go ahead.
Just want to mention a couple more of the Patreon people. We're shouting out the Patreon people that have donated.
Oh yeah,
on the
thanks.
show. Thanks
for your monies.
Thank you to Joseph Peters Matthews, who was on this show.
Oh,
So,
His Holiness.
What? I just was trying
I
to...
forget if that's an actual thing you can call him or not.
Oh, like a real name?
Yeah. Father Peters Matthews.
Just the one above us all. Or like God's... What's the guy that Voldemort lived in the back of his head?
What the
In the
fuck are
beginning
you
of Harry
talking
Potter,
about?
there's a guy that like Voldemort like just hung out in the back of his... Okay, never mind. If you have to go this long to try to get this reference, anyway.
Great.
Just insert funny joke that I
You're
referenced
so
to.
funny.
Good for me. And also thank you to Donald Gold.
Thanks for your gold, Donald Gold.
That's better than my gold joke. Yeah, so...
I ain't saying he's a gold digger.
But...
Don't.
but just don't. All right, we're learning to sidestep things. Look at us learning, growing, changing.
Yep.
So thank you. Our Patreon is patreon.com/gayishpodcast if you want to take a look at the tiers.
Yeah. Also, there are a few people who could make us say things.
Oh yeah,
100 words or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what we decided on? 100 words?
Yeah.
Whatever it says, that's what you're going to get. But you have to send it to us. I'm
Yeah.
not going to harass you and track you down.
Are we really using this time to tell like the 4 people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Especially because I want them to all just flock to their whatever preferred communication method is and send things in. And I think as long as you're subscribed at that level, keep sending shit in.
Oh,
we can read shit every episode.
We have plenty of time, as our episodes are now 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So we can certainly read 100 words.
Great.
Do you have news things, maybe?
Nah.
All right.
Yeah, of course I do. It's 2019. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
News. First item, the year.
First item, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
No.
Which is why that's part of the reason we're talking about gyms, is because everyone's doing their gym goals and
they're the worst.
motivation goals.
And I'm going to be one of those fuckers.
I know. I hate all those people.
We're going to talk about it later, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, Australian researchers in a new study have discovered a strong genetic basis for gender dysphoria. A new study has found, so they studied 380 trans women and 344 non-trans men, cis men, and found that the trans women exhibited genetic variants which correlated with genes involved in processing sex hormones, estrogen, and androgen. So there's like, your genes might make you trans, y'all.
Huh. I mean, we kind of thought it was... Oh, did we maybe think could also be something in your brain?
Yeah, caused by your genes. Because there's the nature versus nurture thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it just a genetic foregone conclusion, or is it, because your mom used too much Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah.
And
Or the glitter is transing all the fish or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever the fuck that thing.
Or most likely it's a combination of those two things. It's never as simple as let's find the cause, right? Like,
I don't know. I don't think there's any nurture cause of these things.
there is. Gay twin studies have shown that, like,
What?
sometimes one of them is straight.
Oh,
One of the gay twins is straight.
are you? Oh God, are you? No, one of them is gay and one of them is a liar.
You think so?
No, I don't know. No, I think like I don't. Are their genes the same? Is that how genes work?
I mean, like, you might, for instance, okay, this is an extreme example, but it came to mind because I'm a sick fucker and I hate you. Your genes make you tall. Mm-hmm. But
They do.
if when you were a baby I put you in a cage and you couldn't grow because the cage kept you short, you would be short.
Yeah. What kind of cage do you think?
The ugliest one I could find.
Oh, that's even more mean.
I know why the caged Kyle sings. 'Cause I poked him in the ass with a hot poker.
But I've also seen things that are like people that either have like botched circumcisions or they're born intersex and the family just tries to raise them as a gender, and it's like they still somehow find a way to be like, but I don't feel like this gender. I guess so. Yeah, that is gay versus. We're talking about gay like orientation versus gender identity.
Yep.
So
Yep.
maybe I don't know. I'm just hard pressed to believe that nurture causes anything about being gay.
In summary, people are complicated. Australian researchers have shown that people are complex.
2 news items. It's 2019. People are complicated.
Yep.
Every gay person is gay.
Great.
That wasn't what I was going to say. Every twin is gay, but then Anyway, okay. What else?
Okay. Enough of that one. I'm going to follow this pretty closely because I think that's it's interesting, right?
But isn't it like real slow progress? Like in like another 100 episodes, you'll be like, they have no new updates.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Ooh, I should look up Aaron Salazar while we're talking about.
Just thinking
things.
that.
Okay. Nope.
No. Okay.
So there is a patient known as the Lisbon patient, quote unquote, the Lisbon. Say quote unquote the Lisbon patient. Why is that hard to say?
Quote unquote the Lisbon patient. Lisbon patient. Quote unquote the Lisbon patient.
Quote unquote the Lisbon patient. His name's Miguel. I'm not being racist. That's his name. Because
How would that be racist?
Because he's from Portugal. And they're all named Miguel.
This is like when the old lady suddenly be like, this isn't racist, but I want spaghetti or something. You're like, that's not racist until you just said that. Anyway, his name's really Miguel.
His name is really Miguel, but his last name has not been released at the behest of his family, who are concerned that he would be prejudiced against.
His family, the Jimenez.
Yeah.
That's not to be named.
Yep. Oops.
Jimenez. I also botched. We're not good talking.
Dozens of people just found out on this podcast that Miguel Hernandez, whatever
you think that I botched.
He is turning 100 soon, and he has HIV. He was diagnosed with HIV in 2004, which apparently was a fuck ton long time ago.
Yeah,
because now we live in the future.
Yeah.
So he was 84 years old when he found out that he had HIV, and now he's 99. Oh. He is expected to live to be 100. He's perfectly healthy, and they think that he will be the first documented person to be 100 years old and have HIV.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really interesting. And he got it at a time, at least when we had something to work with, rather than back in the 80s. So
Yep.
I was going to say he's almost as old as our show, but that's not how those things work.
If episodes were years, which sometimes they feel like it.
I can already tell this is going to be one of them, because neither of us has been saying really right things so far. But
somebody's got to keep this bus on the train track.
Let's add some oil to it and really just get this bus driving down that train track as fast as it can boat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Man overboard.
Was that it?
No, I got more.
Oh.
More news. That's enough about the guy with the H.
Oh, yeah,
HIV.
yeah.
Miguel. Okay, next. Robert De Niro. Mm-hmm. Just...
he's that painter, right?
Yep. Famous painter Robert De Niro, who ate his own ear once. No.
Did he eat it or just cut it off?
That's Van Gogh.
No, I know. Ew. No, but
I thought he like emailed it to his veterinarian or something.
What are we even talking about?
I have no idea.
Okay, you can. I'll try to maintain quietness for a little bit.
Robert De Niro, Academy Award-winning actor Robert De Niro, just this week.
He emailed it to his veterinarian. So much about that doesn't make sense. This is why I love it. So, okay, sorry. I just thought about that and was like, that's still funny to me.
I told you, I'm in a mood.
That is correct. Okay, sorry.
So he just said casually in an interview with The Guardian that living in Trump's America is fucking terrible. And he said, quote, "Yeah, I worry. And one of my kids is gay, and he worries about being treated a certain way. We talk about it." He's never made mention of having a gay son before.
Oh.
He has several of them. He has
several gay sons or just sons?
He has 4 sons.
Wow.
And he did not clarify which of his 4 sons is gay, but Robert De Niro is not only an ally, but is the father of a gay son.
We don't know, none of the sons are out about.
I would think that they would say in the article.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it was and it's
his name is Charlie.
Yeah. His name is Miguel. It's not racist.
Miguel De Niro of Lisbon, Portugal. Robert De Niro is 187 years old.
This man is that person. Okay.
No, but Robert De Niro has a gay son. And there's something else that I didn't realize until I read this article. Apparently in 2014, he also, in a documentary called Remembering the Artist Robert De Niro Sr., because he's also Robert De Niro Jr., which I didn't know.
Neither did I.
Robert De Niro Sr. was gay. And Robert De Niro found out and included it in this documentary about his dad. And it said that they never discussed his father's sexuality. But in that film, he said, quote, "Obviously, I realize now that it was hard for him." He had a lot of classic conflicts about all of that. I'm his son, and I'm the last person to know. So I think all of that leads into he wants to be a good ally for his son, and he's the meat of a gay sandwich between his dad and his son. So maybe he'll come out someday.
I was the meat of a gay sandwich once. No, but I think it's really cool when, the fucking Godfather, wasn't he the Godfather?
I don't think he was in it, no. Oh. The Godfather was Marlon Brando.
No. That was my only... No, that was my one dispute. Okay, well, whatever roles he's played, he's always the angry guy, and he's
"You talking to me?"
Yeah, and he's
"That's my De Niro." I got no
it's
game.
It's better than me. Oh no, I'm doing the Godfather now.
Yeah,
marry my mother.
When you do that thing with your fingers, you're immediately being racist.
It's true
against Italians.
You could have just said nothing, Mike.
But then people wouldn't enjoy it the way that I did.
I know.
But that thing where you're cupping a mosquito's dick in your hand, that or making an opening. Or you're about to fist somebody who's above you.
It's like the delicioso, the hand motion you would make if you're pretending to be an Italian.
Fuck, it's hot in here. Okay, great.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. It's really cool when people like that come out as allies. It's important for gay people to come out, but it's also important for those kinds of people to come out, and sometimes even more important, so you can be a butch dude's dude that sees this guy and has watched him, in movies, whatever movies he's been in all his life, and then be like, oh, it's cool for him to be down with gays, so maybe I should be too.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Thanks.
Last but not least, first of all, Colorado swore in the first openly gay male governor of the United States.
Oh, we talked about that, but now that
today, he made it. He didn't die before taking the oath of office.
Good.
So apparently there's been a reluctance in the state of Colorado to ban conversion therapy. and it may happen under this governor. I'm pretty sure he's not a fan. But the city of Denver unanimously passed a ban on gay conversion therapy within the city limits of Denver. So progress is being made. They're like, nah, can't do it.
Just no.
So it's fixed.
Whew, next city. Yeah, I mean, I've been reading news about it. It seems like states are starting to realize and get on board, or at least the wheels of the bus are starting to move down the train tracks.
Chipping away at the religious freedoms of assholes everywhere.
Exactly, which is great.
Yep. That's it. That's all for news.
Do you want to... Wait, one update on a news story you reported several minutes ago. Is it still 2019?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you checked the calendar.
Yep.
Okay, still 2019. That's a relief. So we're going to talk about the gym.
We're going to talk about the gym.
I was thinking, should this episode be called The Gym? I mean, usually it's just one name, but when it's gym, it seems like it's not just gym, it's the gym.
Yeah, that's true. Why is that?
I don't know.
I guess when you say I'm going to the store or I'm going to the library, you put a definite article before the location that you are going.
I was more thinking it because it's like a haven for gay people. It's like the
gay church.
I don't know. Yeah, gay church.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's talk about, before we get too far into what are the stereotypes about the gym for not only gay people, what do you fit and not fit about them?
I don't understand the question and I refuse to answer
it. Explain to us. I'm trying to remember to speak to the people that aren't gay men, so may not know what are the stereotypes about the gym, and then of those, which of them do you fit?
Oh, okay, I see. No, I still don't see. I don't understand the question. But the gym, stereotypes about the gym?
Yes. I don't know why you're so...
It's where people go to work out.
I want there to build a wall between us, and I will shut down this podcast until it happens.
Great.
Okay, no.
Everyone wins.
You're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, stereotypes about Miguel. Okay, that does fit. Okay. Gay stereotype about the gym. Gay men are always in the gym.
Always in the gym. Always doing things other than working out at the gym, like
cruising,
blowing each other, and
mostly I think that's more for the showers. Usually not so much in the bench press, but cruising in the showers and sex in the showers.
Yep.
That you go there to check out dudes.
Yep.
You go with your friends. In Queer as Folk, that was a big thing of they would all just hang out and sometimes not even gab and
While you do these squats, I'm going to talk about the gangbang I was in last night.
Yeah. And it's at one point in the squat, it's right there. That's how I was most of the night.
Yep. They also wear the most ridiculous see-through, scanty, show off your bod clothing ever.
Although straight people get in on that action too with the shirts.
Oh, I thought we were just talking about stereotypes.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay.
The straight bros that have the t-shirts that are cut so far and you can see their nips.
Oh yeah, okay. So
they get in a little bit on the action.
But I feel like straight guys do the thing where it looks like they cut that shirt themselves with scissors, as opposed to they went to somewhere real expensive to buy their booty outfit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, gay men have impeccable fashion, even going to the gym with their matching Cartier gym set. I don't know anything about fashion.
Their bejeweled Cartier gym outfit
that on the butt says "slut," gym slut
in rubies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you, of all those stereotypes, do you fit any of them?
First of all,
it's 2019.
It's 2019. 20
by teen. I've heard that one.
29 teenagers.
Oh,
okay.
No.
The gym. Back to the gym. First of all, I never go with friends. My ex-wife used to force me to go with her. I hated that even. And Trevor and I used to drive together and then pretend we didn't know each other when we were there. This whole it's social hour for the gays to get together and gab. No.
I do. Well, I've not done it in a while, but I last year more I would go with straight
Doug
friend.
Kodiak.
Yeah, our favorite
fact stag.
So he's straight, and so we'd go together and do the same.
Allegedly.
I,
It's 20 by teen.
it has not happened this year so far, but and then not even recently. That's one thing I don't fit is like I do not go to the gym that often, and I'm not like a gym person, and I'm not like ripped. So sorry everyone that was imagining two jacked shirtless dudes talking on mics.
Yep, it's just one of us.
And we've turned his mic off, so you don't even hear him. Yeah, have you ever had sex in a gym?
No. Disgusting. Hold on.
Oh?
So bathhouses often have like a weird gym area.
Not gym, like sauna.
No, like
Gym?
like weights.
What bathhouse?
The Steamworks in Vancouver has like a full-on weight room.
Wow. Our Steamworks sucks.
Yeah.
There's no steam.
Yeah. There's no hot tub. There's no workout area.
I don't want to be in a hot tub with those people. Those people, me included, like everyone's just all sweaty and looking at each other across a like bubbly. I don't know. That doesn't sound appealing.
It's a jacuzzi of semen. It's a jizzkoozie. You don't want to be in that.
I mean, now that you describe it as a jizz maybe I do. Just take out the water, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that. I don't know. Sitting around in a room and then like watching porn. I don't know. I just anyway. Yeah, there and other bathhouses have like sauna areas and things like that. But
so have I had sex in a place that has weights? Yes.
Oh, sure. Well, my room has weights, but that doesn't.
And I had sex there. So
yeah. So yes, we've had. No, I've never done the like sex in a gym.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, so like one of the stereotypes about like that gay guys are there cruising. Full disclosure, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I check guys out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Would never even a little bit approach somebody. I would be embarrassed if somebody caught me looking at them.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a predatory place.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens to be dudes wearing slightly less clothing in a more or less public place. Like,
yeah, and while they're like, you know, flexing them as they're working out, so you can kind of see what they got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't check them out any more than I do like shirtless beach volleyball guys.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
are a rarity in Seattle.
That's true. We don't have beaches or volleyballs. I'm actually going to talk about a couple of those things.
Okay.
Should I get into the numbers?
Oh, you have numbers about this?
Yeah.
Gym numbers.
Gym numbers. Gym by the numbers.
Oh, I'm so sick. I hate it. I'm trying to like pretend I'm not.
Oh.
Drinking more will help, won't it?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what kept me sick last time. Like, is that us doing our New Year's thing after that, like the day after that, I was like Dunskies for a few days. Okay. So yes, I have numbers. These are from the 2013 CDC Health Survey. And so one of the questions, you know, a couple of the things are...
Oh, the CDC. That's an American thing. The Centers for Disease Control.
I forgot. We're #international.
Yeah.
So this is more about just physical activity.
Yeah, it is.
This is talking about the CDC's guidelines. Who meets the CDC guidelines for aerobic activity? Which their guidelines, of course, it's the government. So it's this fucking complex PDF, and there were like all these different. It was the most complex thing to say.
So Trump didn't read that either.
You know, absolutely not. So basically, they suggest, among other things, 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise 5 days a week.
You really could get that banging.
30 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Under the right circumstances.
All right. I mean, but 5 days a week, that's a pretty aggressive. You know, some days I'm like, just get in and out and let's just move on.
You have 6 minutes. Go.
Do what you will. I'll be here. So for men 18 and up, 64% of gay men said they fit that criteria for physical exercise versus 54 for straight men.
Okay.
64 versus 54. So, you know, all like things I would read were like, yes, the numbers show that gay people are, you know, more fit or work out more or exercise more. And it's true, but it's within 10 percentage points. It's not like...
Well, I wonder if those 10% said yes because they felt like they had to.
Yeah, of course, all of this
I'm
is...
gay. I have to say I do.
You know, what I noticed, we always just like immediately jump to like, here are all the reasons those numbers could be wrong. Maybe they're just the numbers.
Maybe we should let the scientists do the science.
I mean,
Nah.
I do data reporting sometimes, and I know how it's like, well, if I zoom in a little bit more, it looks like it's going up. So that's the view. So I know how it, yeah. Also, you did one of my pet peeves, which I do too, is like the 10. Oh, no, you didn't. Never mind. I really like hate when people don't use the distinction of 10% versus 10 percentage points. Like, it's 64 for gays and 54 for straights. And it'd be like, oh, it's 10% higher for gay men, but it's not. It's 10 percentage points.
Oh, yeah.
Higher.
Yeah.
It's just numbers. Bisexuals were more in line with straight people in the amount that they said they work out. And at the same time, in the same survey, gay men were more likely to smoke, more likely to drink.
Yeah.
So it's really funny that how some of these things add up. Like it's, not necessarily about health that people are going to the gym. It's part of it is just the culture of gay people. And that includes smoking and alcohol. For women, the bisexual women were the most likely to, I guess not go to gym, do their aerobic activity.
Okay.
So it was 56% of them reported doing their aerobic activity versus for gay and lesbian women, it was 48%. For straight women, 45%. But
that's interesting because I think of the gym as being at least aerobically more about women. Like I feel like the dudes are in there pumping iron and the ladies are in there using the elliptical. And that.
Well, yeah. And so this is not specifically the gym. It's just, did you do 30 minutes of, moderate intensity exercises? So it might be other places. Also,
I mean, what I think and said is dumb. You're right about that. I just made the association and said it out loud.
Why it wasn't that? I mean, maybe all the women there are just buying it up. That seems like a gold mine to go to the gym if you're bi, because like everyone is for you. I mean, not that they're into every single person, but it's just like.
Couldn't the same be said for the cupcake store? Or
that's true. Okay, the cupcake. Never mind. You're right. Cupcake store is where it's at. You're like, what's good in life, and you're sitting down.
Yep.
Two of the things I find valuable in it.
Yep, and you're not working out.
Not working out. Yeah.
So you might be into me.
Boy, I need to work out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So I mean, overall, so the idea that gay men are all. In the gym all the time, all buff, like that part is absolutely not true. Mm-hmm. And more in line with what I see. So, I mean, these numbers say that, yes, they're a little bit more, but only, at most 10 percentage points more. So it's not a vast discrepancy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I'll talk about the media a little bit later. Ooh, for the Patreons.
Ooh.
Hello, buddies. But I poked myself with my pen. Ow.
You're like playing Jeopardy, but your buzzer was the business end of your pen.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. I'll talk about the media, but like the media portrays, I feel like gay men as far more extreme than in real life. I feel like gay men, you do see those super hot dudes, but you also see people of every shape and size. So I feel like things are more realistic when you just actually go meet gay people.
Yeah, for sure. But we're all still fucked up because of it.
But we're still fucked up. That's for sure. That's actually part of the stuff I'm going to talk about later for the Patreons.
Oh, great.
Yeah, everyone's fucked up. The last thing.
Yeah, booze.
You at home can drink too, and that makes us way more interesting. Last thing I'll talk about is the having sex in a gym. In the book, Muscle Boys.
Before you say the numbers.
Oh.
If you have sex in the gym, you disgust me.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Do you know what percentage of gay men just got offended?
Probably 80. I don't know.
No. This is the first time that you guessing has worked.
Really?
Because you guessed a number that's really wrong.
Yay.
Yay. I love this. Let's bask in this moment. Miguel, come hang out. Let's both laugh at 41% of gay and bi men have had sex in the gym.
Almost half?
Almost half. This was a global study.
Y'all dirty fuckers are dirty.
Of over 5,000 men.
Probably a staph infection on your balls.
given to you by the gym staff. This is by Eric Alvarez. Want to make sure he gets credit. But you are on the side 25%, nope, 26% say it isn't okay to have sex in the gym. You are one of those. So it's like
so gross. Like I don't even like walking from the shower to the locker because I'm afraid that my feet are going to get rot and fall off.
I just, it's not about seeming gross, or I don't
You have
care
no
if
shame,
other
I get
people.
it.
No, it's because I do. I would never, like, even when I'm walking down the street and I can clearly tell that someone is, I'm looking them up and down, they're looking me up and down. We could even have our dogs and we're standing there and I'm still not saying anything to them. So to risk like starting to jerk off in the shower and hope and leave the curtain open. This is how I imagine it goes down. You like,
well, Davey Wavy told us that story about
yeah.
the dude in the stall and then in the being in the shower with the no curtain and the naked, and I didn't think about that at all when he was telling the story, except I did. But yeah.
That made no sense to anyone but the two of us, and we don't care about you. You're not
That
part
didn't
of
make
us.
the episode?
No.
Oh.
I think he talked about that off air.
Really?
We'll have to have him back on.
And passing the note and all of that?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Let's do a survey. If you know what Mike's talking about at any point in this episode, let us know.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, so, I mean, I imagine you just, like, leave the shower curtain open a little bit and start kind of jerking off and looking around to see if anyone else is, like, looks. All of that is way too bold for me to be. I would be, like, far too nervous to even try that. Or, like, who's the one that initiates and, like, walks into the other shower with them? Like, if you accidentally misread a signal, that's a very awkward, like, hey
bro, you want to fuck? Nah? All right.
Okay, see, it's like, can you imagine someone just like,
Good
do you
game.
want the curtain open or closed? Like, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah,
My new website's called Hey Bro, You Want to Fuck?
I love it. I'll be there every day. Okay, that's all the numbers.
That's all the numbers?
Yeah.
Great.
For now.
Dun, 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 dun.
What do you want to tell me?
How long have gyms been gay, Kyle? Like, gyms have a gay, at least homoerotic overtone to them, right?
Oh, like since the day gyms were invented, like by the Greeks.
Correct!
Really?
Yes! The Greeks. It was all about the Greeks. So,
I mean, if you're going to talk about like who started dudes fucking dudes in interesting places, like Greeks. You know.
Yep. So gym is short for gymnasium, which
Wow.
I'm sure
Teaching us
I'm sure you knew.
so many things.
And apparently all the dudes would just go there and bang. That's what they
Just
did.
big orgies there?
Yep. They spent a large part of their day engaged in physical and intellectual exercise
At the gym?
at the gym.
What intellectual exercise is there?
Yeah. So the Roman architect Vitruvius said, "The gymnasium is made thusly." First, I just said thusly.
Thusly
First.
sounds, I trust whatever he's about to say.
It contained a large peristyle, which is a square with a perimeter of 2 stadia, so it was 270 feet per side. It was surrounded on 3 sides by arcades, and on the southern side by a double arcade that enclosed the Ephebion, the training ground for the Epheboi, young men past the age of majority, 18 to 20 or so.
Okay, wait. You're saying so many words that I'm not...
Yep.
They're not... I mean, arcades, what does that really mean? They're not playing, like, Pac-Man.
No, like big classrooms.
Oh, that's an arcade? Well,
Right.
that's... We turned that word into something way better than they... Okay.
Right?
Okay. By effing boys? What did you say?
Epheboi. Epheboi? Epheboi.
F a boy. Don't F a boy. Wait till you F a man.
Ephebion. Epheboi?
I don't know. You said boys 18 or something?
Yeah, 18,
Okay.
18 to 20-year-old boys.
Okay.
So they had their own, like one side of the square was for them to learn their shit. And then the other 3 sides of the square were baths, halls, and other rooms where philosophers, rhetoricians, poets, friends of the, all the many friends of male beauty would come together. And then there were other arcades, not part of that main like square, which were for the training of adult men. And then there was the palestra, which is the training ground for the youths. Anyway, this was just a big old like no ladies allowed. The dudes come there to learn shit, bang, work out, train for battle. I don't know.
Meet up with the Friends of Male Beauty Alliance or whatever.
Spell meat.
That does work. Do you remember when I just cannot...
I have nothing else to add after this sentence.
Okay.
The word gymnasium derives from the word gymnos, which is Greek for naked.
Huh.
All of it was done in the nude.
That's... Just watch out where you drop those weights is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is not what we're talking about, but every time I think about philosophers, which is often...
So 3 times on this podcast,
ever,
including one episode that didn't air.
Because I got way too drunk, and it went... And I mean, you know when I'm starting to get drunk, so this was bad enough that we just had to be like, no.
I mean, we were drunk when we started and didn't eat dinner. And then you kept drinking because it was boring to you.
No, I came from a holiday party where I said I wasn't going to drink and ended up chugging
was everybody naked?
Fireball. No one. It was not a gymnasium. No one was naked. And then but when I think about like, people used to just be able to be philosophers and just fucking sit under trees and think. And like, that was fine. Like, that's not a job anymore. Like,
Thanks, Obama.
I mean, you can think, but you got to do that on your own time. Like,
Right.
we're not paying you for that shit. So it sucks. I wish we could.
It's almost as if modern society has lost the social part of its word.
We're all just modern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. I'm hip. Don't roll your eyes at me. Thank you for that information, Michael.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about some of the words?
Yep.
Okay, so you mentioned that. Are you doing a deep sigh to just get ready to talk to me?
I think it's my cold medicine.
Oh.
1 1/2 beers, and I am just not sober.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should get some cold medicine mixers.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about, yes, I will be checking out guys there, but not hook up.
Yeah.
Well, there was an article in the GQ UK by...
Wait, GQ, like the Gentleman's Quarterly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They do that in the UK, apparently.
They're always handsome.
They are. Wait, the British ones or everyone?
Whoever's,
everyone.
whoever's on the cover.
That's true.
Hey, who's on the cover of O magazine this month?
Is it like 3 Oprahs?
It's always
she
Oprah.
does like Oprah and Oprah. Wasn't Ellen the first one to be not Oprah on the cover?
That's racist.
I didn't say Eleno. So he wrote an article that was basically saying, straight dudes, we are not checking you out at the gym. This is in 2016. I mean, and the premise of his article was... You're
not that cute.
You're not, You're like, straight dudes, stop worrying so much. Like, you're not all that. So he had a few points. So I can totally imagine myself writing these same things. This is 2016. I can imagine myself writing some of these same things, but still, like, when you get down into, like, all the different points he has, we'll see if you agree or disagree.
Okay. I agree.
I don't think you do. First of all, in the locker room, he's like, we see a ton of dicks. Yours isn't special. We're not looking.
Except the special ones.
Describe a really special dick.
When, like, you've been at the gym when, like...
You know.
Like,
tell me.
Like, and 2 lockers down, the guy takes his shorts off. It's like Snuffleupagus in there. It just... how could you not notice it? Because it, like, slaps everybody in the face when he hauls it out.
It makes a, like, whoosh noise just, like, falling out of his underwear.
Yeah, it creates a breeze.
It's in a different time zone.
Like a log of dick.
Dick log?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But by and large, dicks aren't that interesting until they are.
Yeah, that's very true. And, like, especially, like, soft dicks when everyone's just kind of, like, standing around changing. Like, that's not interesting.
Right.
Yeah. But I do think, like...
Although there was this guy that I had a crush on at work, and I tried real hard to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a special dick too.
That's a special dick.
But I will be looking at your body, like, or like not like staring, but like making a glance,
Yeah.
casual glance.
Yeah. And you're welcome.
For the affection.
You worked hard for that. You should let it be appreciated.
Well, he does also say, if we're looking at you, we're not checking you out, we're admiring you, or we want fitness tips. Which,
Okay. Okay.
I have heard people say, like, it's hard to just, I want to walk up to someone and say, like, hey, you look great, or, hey, can you, like, give me some advice on what you're doing or something, and they don't feel like they can, because then it's like, are you hitting on them or whatever? But, like, so, yeah, sometimes it's that, but other times we're checking it out.
Just learn how to, like, bro it up. Sick traps, brah.
Yo. I got all MTV raps on you. Yeah, I do think that, I think we're checking you out, but, like, also, if you're so fragile that scares you, like, think about how you check out women. You know, like, do you look at women when you're at the gym? Do you look at women walking down the street? Like, it's the same idea of, like, if you see someone who's pretty, you look at them, and as long as you're not, like, you know, ogling or making them uncomfortable, like, everyone does that. And just shut the fuck up.
And don't rape them.
And just really try hard. Try super hard. Okay, there was something that was, like, I didn't write it down, but basically another point was, it used to be that, you know, the idea of a gay person was so just one type of person, and now it's expanded to, you know, gay people can be anything. They got beards, tattoos, wear plaid, be masculine, be feminine, be whatever. So he was basically like, straight people, you're not that special. Like, we don't need to seek you out for any of those qualities.
Oh, yeah.
And he said something that was really funny of, like, we have all the same things now as straight dudes do, which is, you know, beards, tattoos, an inappropriate relationship with women, like some of those, like, and then he said, the last one I'll say is, quote, I violently disagree with this one. I will say.
Ooh.
He said, all that straining, the bizarre cum face when you lift, the noises you make, the beetroot cheeks, you look like you're about to prolapse, and nobody ever saw that and thought, I have to have him.
I agree with him.
Oh, I don't. I'm like,
I know.
that straining noise. I'm like, and you're like, your muscles are twinging and I disagree.
So there were these two dudes that would work out together at this gym. This was a long ass time ago. My ex-wife and I lived with her parents.
Oh, that sounds fun.
For like 6 months, and it was during that time. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. But when they would bench, they would grunt, but it was always these, like, weird religious euphemisms, like power.
No, they didn't.
Glory.
No.
Like, yeah. Oh, it was terrible. It was fucking terrible. And then like praise the Lord, high five. Like, these guys were crazy.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the gay version, which is like, top, cum shot. I mean, and like,
choke me.
Drop this barbell on my neck. But like, I mean, let's be fair. Doing, like, spotting someone in bench, you're
your balls and penis are right there on their forehead.
You are setting up for a very sexual scene if this were a porn.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it. But, like, yeah, I think the gymnasium is quote unquote, or what did you say when you tried to say quote? Quote unquote.
Good luck with this episode, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, me editing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sick again. You edit. I think the gym kind of can be homoerotic, clearly has a gay history. Gay people do use that to cruise, and straight dudes just deal with it. People look at you and you'll live.
Yep, absolutely.
It reminds me of, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, but, you know, about the Me Too movement. Straight men understand consent when they walk into a gay bar.
Right.
And I think that's totally true of, like, oh, where's the line? This is so difficult for men. And, you know, it's like, think about how you act with women. And if we do that to you, it's just part of being a human.
Yep. That's super, super true.
Thank you.
Super, super true. Wise words, Kyle Jets.
That's what all machines think my last name is Jets, which actually is kind of cooler than. Anyway, what else do you have to say?
I hope this isn't one of your stories you had planned.
I doubt it.
Planet Fitness?
Nope.
Nope. Do you remember the story? We talked about it once on the podcast, I think.
We did? It sounds like Planet Pizza, which I think was in the Toy Story. So that's all I can think of.
Well, Planet Fitness is a chain of gyms.
Okay.
And so...
Oh, wait. This may be what you're about to talk about, but in general, like, I feel like there's always that gay gym. Like, in your city, it's like, well, which one is the gay one?
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I remember... God, my ex-wife keeps coming up this episode. 2019! We used to work out at the 24-hour fitness here at the bottom of Denny Hill. Mm-hmm. And then there was an article in The Stranger, which is a local alternative newspaper here in Seattle. And it said that it ranked the gayest places in Seattle. And number one was the men's locker room at that 24-hour fitness. And my wife and I had a conversation about that.
Oh, what did that entail? Like, should we keep going there because the gays or something?
Because, well, no, she just wanted to know if it was true. I mean, like, deep down inside, she loved the homos. That's why we were married.
Oh.
And I had, this was like months before that, witnessed a breakup between two guys in that locker room, and I told her about it. So that was kind of like that article we were totally on board with because of this other story that had happened. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I
feel like there's like, I think it's changed recently, but there used to be a Gold's Gym right by my place.
Yeah.
And that was like the hookup central, like super cruisy. You'd like, I read in some article and I kind of hated it, but it was like, you know, at 4 to 6 p.m. in San Francisco, the gyms are more packed than the bars. I know. I was like,
although I think that's the gym where that dude who died, who was the pup of that handler, that had his balls filled with silicone,
and were huge, like the size of a dodgeball.
Yeah, I think that's where he worked out. I think that's where they worked out.
Wow. Yeah, that was a lot of body issues and
body mods and super dom sub stuff,
and like signing a contract to say he was in control of his body.
Have we not talked about this before on the podcast?
I don't think we have.
I think we great.
Who knows?
101 episodes, kids. We have no idea what we've said.
Someone sent me like, you should put this on a t-shirt, and I was like, great, what does that mean? And they were like, you said that. Or one of us was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, the violating norms.
Yeah.
And then that turned into a sketch about Norman.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was in the episode you haven't listened to because I edited it.
It's probably the part where I got drunk enough that I don't remember.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Sorry, that was my point. Is I think there are gay gyms that, like, if you don't know if there's a gay gym, there is, and you're just either straight or new to the area.
Yep.
Okay, Planet Hollywood.
Planet Fitness. There was a Planet Fitness in Michigan, and this was back in 2014. It's been a long time, but a woman... Oh, nope, 2015. Whatever. Doesn't matter. This woman saw a trans woman in the locker room with her. She and her daughter were there, and she marched her ass up to the front desk and said, "There is a man in the woman's locker room." Made a big old scene, so they canceled her membership for being too cunty. And then, of course, she went on a transphobic rampage after that about, the abomination that is blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, here quite recently, this last summer in July, a Michigan appeals court ruled in her favor. And what they said was, she sued Planet Fitness for over $25,000 in damages, alleging that she suffered a violation of privacy, as well as embarrassment, humiliation, severe emotional distress, and damage to her reputation. So a lower court ruled against her. State Court of Appeals agreed that she suffered no intrusion of privacy, but then it went all the way to the Michigan Supreme Court, and they said, look, part of the argument is that Planet Fitness misrepresented the nature of its contract it said that this woman, that their members would have access to a private women's locker room, but did not disclose that so too would, quote, men who self-identify as women.
Oh, boy.
And so the court didn't use the word transgender at all in the ruling, and just said over and over again, men who self-identify as women, and that because she had a reasonable expectation to not have to see men who self-identify as women, that she would not have signed the contract had she known. That meant that the contract was invalid and that blah, blah, blah. Plaintiff's actions indicate that she strongly preferred a locker room and a restroom in which individuals who are assigned biologically male are not present, and it is thus reasonable to infer that defendant's failure to inform plaintiff of the unwritten policy affected her decision to join the gym. In other words, the court agreed with her perspective that transgender women are not women, and that she never should have been expected to understand that a locker room for women would include trans women.
Ugh. That phrase, I mean, the phrase is unfortunately very representative of a lot of people's beliefs about trans people.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see it in our lifetime where we all understand that women, these are not men that have decided they are women. They are women who have a dysmorphia about their body and, sometimes correct it in order to match how, they identify.
Yep.
So like, I think even we do it like just for clarification when we're like trying to discuss like difficult things about trans stuff, we sometimes do that too. But this in like a legal document is a really reflective of, we think they're men and they have decided that they're women. So we don't actually think they're women. And
yep.
it's really invalidating of trans people's experience.
Yeah. What kind of, I agree with you. I totally agree with you that the whole thing is horse shit and that women should die. But, I do think that there's some problematic areas where the law is and has to be black and white about things. Otherwise there is no rule of law. And so if it's ambiguous about whether a person in transition who is still male legally, if that person, am I making any sense at all?
Well, you haven't finished.
But yeah, so, right.
So I don't know.
But like even if you're mid-transition, if that person under Michigan state law is still male, I think that there's a problem.
Oh, yeah,
and the Michigan law needs to catch up, don't get me wrong. And, in a court of law, if this person says this man was in the women's locker room and that's what her documentation still says, even though she's mid-transition, it gets kind of dicey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like, I think another way that our institutions block trans people from participating because, in that example, not allowing them to change their driver's license or birth certificate to reflect the appropriate gender might mean that she can't go to this gym because, I don't know, whatever this bitch says. So.
Yep. And I seriously doubt that she was standing in the middle of the locker room with her penis hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I've known trans people at least in my personal life. Trans people are so sensitive about their safety that they would never literally or figuratively expose themselves if they could avoid it.
Yeah. And
to that kind of scrutiny and then therefore judgment and horrible treatment.
Yeah. And I mean, everyone, the idea that like this is where I think that argument breaks down of like, oh, I don't want a man who identifies as a woman in the locker room. It's like, the gender separation that we have. I mean, I guess it makes sense for women because typically men are people that assault women. So we need to keep them, I don't know. So we keep men away from women. Is that the idea behind separation of genders is, in and of itself, a different topic that I might disagree on, but
well, it does make me wonder if should we just have stalls with doors on them with enough room to change?
Yeah, there's
and then just have one big whole locker room and not.
Yeah, like you could have a giant locker room like open like we have now for anyone who wants to go there if you want privacy, or if you're a stupid person who's worried about your kid being a regular kid, then you can go in one of those private things.
Yep.
And now, like, with people being more comfortable, not just with their gender identity, but gender expression, you can be a male or female, but like more comfortable, you know, I haven't done it in a while, but painting my fingernails. Like, what if I decided I, as a man, want to wear a dress, and like, what can I still go in the men's, like,
Yeah.
it's like eventually you'll just have to deal with people's bodies are really different and shut up and just change and leave.
I know with your nails you decided to stop. Did you decide to keep stopping, or are you just lazy?
No, lazy. And it really helps my anxiety. It doesn't help. It just is an area that I focus my anxiety on. So I've been biting my fingernails again.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I mean, they're delicious.
They've got all that food stuck underneath.
Your fingernails are delicious.
You've sampled. You've taken a bite from the Satan's taint. What?
Your cuticles are known as Satan's taint? Is that what you said?
No. The part of my fingernail at the end. The white part.
Oh.
Silly.
Racist.
Also, I mean, the thing I always go back to in locker rooms is like, there may be lesbians in that locker room with your child. Like, if you think separating the genders solves everything, like, there are lesbians in there. So what do you think about that? Do we have to have a whole other room for lesbians so they don't, I don't know, lick your daughter's little pussy? Ew, that grossed me out. I'm sorry, I'm cutting that out.
That was excessive.
I don't know. Sorry.
But yeah, like, it's just like when people are on the pooper. Just do your business and leave.
Yeah.
It's not like just mind your own business and get it done.
Yeah, and most people are there to accomplish a thing that does not involve molesting you.
Except that one old gross guy that doesn't even wear a towel and just sits on the edge of the hot tub with his knees wide open. Gross.
And then after that, he goes to the paper, the towel or the air dryer and just dries out his pubes.
Air drying your pubes is a thing for old guys. It's the worst.
They love it. Their pubes apparently retain a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
It happens when you get older.
Yeah, your pubes turn white. Mine are turning gray.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
They're super gray. Like, yeah.
Is that a advantage, do you think, when people get down there? Because people like the salt and pepper hair. Do people like the salt and pepper pubes?
Salt and pepper pubes? I don't know.
That's our next band name.
Yeah, salt and pepper pubes. Peppa?
Salt and pepper pubes. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Fuck the state of Michigan. Fuck that lady. End of news.
Do you have any... We kind of talked about this because of resolutions and people going back to the gym. Do you have resolutions?
I mean, I resolve to not start on the 1st because I didn't.
Oh, okay. That's a great...
Anybody who's listened to the podcast knows, and you certainly know, that like 2017 was shit. 2018 was pretty shit. 2019 is going to be awesome.
Great. And
part of being awesome, my history would suggest that part of my being awesome in mental health and everything it involves diet and exercise. And I think the new year is a good time to focus on those kinds of things and do something about it and start. And I haven't yet, but I plan to. A lot of it's because I'm sick, like legit sick. I almost went to the gym this morning, and then it was like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think the same thing of, particularly, I mean, I of course want to look hotter, but also in treating my depression, they say exercise is as good or better than medication, so when I'm like looking for solutions, unfortunately it's a really difficult one to actually do, but if I can get on some kind of like, exercise routine, that would be great. And then I also have writing goals of, finishing a couple writing projects this year.
Sweet.
And I think this is a good time to look back on last year, because I personally tend to like, I didn't do something yesterday, so I'm a failure. But then when you start looking in the bigger picture and you're like, what did I accomplish last year? Then you're like, I did this giant project. Like I did a giant like writing project that I submitted to places, and that's like really awesome. And even if that was the only thing I wrote last year, which it wasn't, like that would be really cool. So I also think it's helpful to think about good stuff that you did.
Absolutely. Especially because at least me, I tend to hold on to bad things, and then the good things sort of get filtered out by the sponge of yesterday.
Wow. Maybe philosophers do exist in modern day.
But the things that are like foremost on my mind, the shame and guilt that I carry with me from day to day, is not. I don't temper that with the good things that also happen. So like, even though I get down about like, oh, I got a divorce and quit my job and lost my dog, I also had some pretty great things that happened last year too. Like, things with the podcast have been great, and I went traveling with my dad, and I went to Russia, and I
got a new job.
I got a new job. I forget about those things until you reach this point where you kind of force yourself to look back and go, it wasn't all shit.
Yeah.
I just only hung on to the shitty parts.
Yeah. If you can look back on last year and be like, it wasn't all shit, like, you're there, you know? I really do think that can be an accomplishment, because shit's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. Do you want to take a break? What? I'll ask that while you're drinking.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break to the gym.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Looking for more queer magic in your life? Check out Queers Next Door, the new podcast by Megan Ashley and sex coach Lee. Available wherever fine podcasts are shot into space and back into your ears. We chat about sex, dating, entertainment, and self-care, and invite other fabulous queers to share who they are and what they're passionate about. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Queers Next Door. Cheers, queers.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're already going to do our gays and straightest.
We're going to do our gays and straightest, but first, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Gayish Podcast. And we also have a really sweet ass Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, our Hotmail. You can send us a text message or a voice chat. Our hotline, you can send us text messages. God, fuck my ass. Our hotline, you can leave us a voicemail or send us a text message, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
What am I supposed to say? Oh, gayishpodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us a message.
Yeah.
There are people that send us messages on like things, and they're like, I don't know, like, we get messages on all kinds of random things like Instagram and like Facebook Messenger to us personally, and so I don't know, sometimes we don't see our shit. Just send it to our email.
Just yesterday, somebody on Instagram sent me their butthole.
Are you serious?
Do I see?
No, I mean, I'm not particularly like attracted to buttholes. You're still looking for your phone. I don't, but I'm fine. It's fine. No, don't stop looking. Why are you?
You're fucking lucky I can't find my phone right now.
Why would you? Your question was rhetorical. What you meant to say is, look at this butthole.
If everything I ask you, do you want to, is rhetorical.
My parents, I was just home, so my parents always do that of like, oh, do you want to move the couch here?
Fucking hate that. I hate that. A demand or a request in the form of a question.
Yeah, because
fuck that.
No, I really don't.
I'm so mad I'm dying.
I'm so mad. I'm going to cough myself in a fit. Yeah, it's like, no, I don't want to, but if you want me to, I'm happy to do that. Why don't you say, hey, could you do this?
Drop the question mark and just say, would you please?
Yep. Anyway, do you want to do gays and straights?
Let's do our gays and straightest.
Okay. I'll go.
Okay.
My gayest thing is the drinks that I bring, oft gay. But this time I just decided to I was inspired by someone on the Facebook group who posted what was it? Unicorn
Tears rosé.
Like glittery pink rosé that
we
had
need some.
I know. And it had a unicorn that was like butt out. Anyway, I was inspired by that. I did not find anything called unicorn, but I did get sparkling rosé because I thought that is even gayer than still rosé.
Yep.
It's very smart to drink very bubbly things while you're trying to speak to a group for a long period of time. My straightest thing, I just realized this. We are always like fighting to find our straightest thing.
Yeah.
I just realized some of the nicknames that I call my dog are things like, hey, bud, dude. Like, I call him some of these, like, straight nicknames.
Yeah,
that
come
are
on,
like,
bud. You say
yeah,
that.
Hey, bud, come on. Or, like, I always call him puppy. I think it's more on the gay side. But, like, I definitely say dude to him a whole lot.
Yeah.
Which I did not even realize that I do some of those nicknames. I also they're also, like, straight bro nicknames, but also, like, son, where your mom and I are getting a divorce nicknames.
Aww.
No. Hey, champ. You're like, whenever they're getting divorced, it's like you lead in with like, hey, sport, you know, like one of those.
Hey, sport.
Sport.
If my dad ever called me that, I would just assume he'd been kidnapped by aliens. And this was the replacement dad.
This is new dad. Yeah, so those are mine.
Okay. Great.
Do you want to do yours? Or?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
The gayest thing about me this week is so our friend Derek just got back from Palm Springs, where apparently he was a go-go boy and hung out with a bunch of porn stars. And he was like, he described this person and said that he is an actor on Sean Cody. So I brought up his profile page and showed it to him. I was like, yeah, I know him. And put it like, on Sean Cody. Here's his face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he sleep with him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? It's Derek. And the straightest thing about me this week, at trivia last week, one of the questions was putting your fists around each other in a circle is the referee sign for a foul in basketball and in football. What are they?
Oh, wait, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were going to do?
Yeah, no, that my straightest thing is I got it fucking right.
Well, that's traveling in basketball.
Yes.
Is it offsides in football?
False start.
False start.
Offsides is with your hands on your hips.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Hands on
But I
hips.
fucking knew him.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So great.
I'm kind of mad I didn't get the false start because I know they, I can picture them whistling the play to a stop and then,
Yeah.
This always happens at home where everyone's like, people are watching TV and they put on the football game because most people like that. And then everyone ends up leaving. And I'm just sitting there watching a fucking football game and it's the fourth quarter and I'm like kind of now watching it and like want to see who wins.
Don't you dare change it.
It's so annoying. My mom is actually the one that likes sports the most, or football the most out of my family.
Well, then she should fucking watch it.
I know.
Just
Well,
turn it on and leave.
She can't. She also can't like sit still and.
Your leg is moving right now.
Like,
you want to go.
I can't just. Who just sits?
Oh God. So that's it. This has been Gayish. A special thank you, as always, to Charlie Finn for the use of our theme music.
And thank you to Gymnasiums for
Mr. Nasium.
for Mr. Nasium for allowing the gays to roam free and straight people to be there for our enjoyment.
Thank you to Miguel in Portugal.
For living.
I hope you make it to 100, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I thought you said he did.
No, he's about to.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's a jinx if you ever... Okay.
We killed John McCain. We might kill this dude, too.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We appreciate you.
And, yeah. Oh, thank you to our Patreon people. We need to start saying that.
Yeah,
don't
and
we?
to everyone else.
Thanks.
You jerks. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So that's it. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See you next week.
See you next week. See you in the gym.
Power.
Power.
Girl.
Glory.
Glory hole.
Glory hole.
Yes, I will sing. Hey, and by the way, do you hear what your words bring? Oh.